Hello, I'm Gail Gabrielle Chana, and Brent Spiner and Vladimir Putin have asked me to do this interview on behalf of Matthew McConaughy. So you may say, why are you going to do an interview on Matthew McConaughy when you're not engaged to marry him and you've never really met this man face to face? I have had a brain-to-brain relationship with Matthew McConaughy. And Matthew McConaughey is under the gun right now. And I'm going to join with his former girlfriends, Penelope Cruz and Kate Hudson, in sticking up for Matthew McConaughey. What do you mean he's under the gun? He's being accused of being the shallow playboy guy who's had sex with Camilla Alves and has not honored his commitment to her or to her children or something along that line. To be honest with you, I haven't really spoken with Matthew about this brain to brain. But I'm going to say that you'll say, have you had a relationship with Matthew McConaughey? I haven't met him face to face, but we've had a brain-to-brain relationship. And around October, November 2005, when Vladimir Putin had a near-fatal heart attack, he requested that I allow another man to be like a replacement husband while Vladimir couldn't make love to me because the heart attack really debilitated him. And he chose Matthew McConaughey. And so, for, I would say, about a month, Matthew McConaughey and I were brain-to-brain lovers. I was sort of uncomfortable about it at first, but Vladimir insisted. And at that time in my life, I was willing to do anything to keep Vladimir calm so he could get over his heart attack. So how is Matthew McConaughey as a lover? Matthew McConaughey is a thrilling lover, brain-to-brain, I mean. And I just have to say this for him, he comes across in the media as being somewhat shallow as a lover, but what a lot of people, I think, don't know about him is that as a lover, his moves in the bedroom, should we say, he's full of depth of feeling and commitment towards the woman that he loves. He doesn't, from my experiences with him as a lover, I would say that every woman that he makes love to in his heart and soul, he's married to her. That's how he feels. He doesn't view the sexual experience with a woman as some one-night stand deal where he just uses the woman and then leaves her and makes her pregnant and forgets about her. This guy, the impression that I get when he makes love is he considers it like he's marrying her. The way he made love to me was, I just sensed just a real depth of feeling, and he's this really smart guy. You know, you don't see this lately since he's gotten on my marriage list. He hasn't landed any roles in Hollywood that portray him the way he really is. I want you to take a look at this photo that I have of him. Take a look at the expression on that face. That is the Matthew McConaughey that I know as a lover. Take a look at that. Look at his eyes. Look at the way he's looking. This is the Matthew McConaughey that I know. Okay? This is him. Now take a look at him. Does that look like a guy who would leave a woman and dump her? Okay, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So I decided to put that picture up there. That's Matthew McConaughey. You might say, but we've seen other pictures of him where he looks kind of like a rock star guy, you know, who wouldn't who might love a woman and leave her. Well, I don't know about those other pictures, but he's been my lover, and I can tell you, I am not the kind of a woman who takes my loving lightly. I mean, I was thinking of becoming a missionary once, and I went off to a Bible college by faith when I only had like $20 in my pocket, and the Lord provided. You say, well, he drinks beer and he looks at Playboy magazine and all that. I know that he has that reputation. I'm not saying he doesn't do those things, and I'm not sticking up for him because he does do those things. I don't drink. I use wine for cooking and stuff. But all I can tell you is, as a lover, when he makes his moves, absolutely thrilling, depth of feeling, commitment. He makes love to you with his heart and soul. He really bonds with you. He just totally loses himself into his lovemaking. And you can sense that he's really bonding with the woman he makes love to. And this is the reason that I'm not sure he's had sex with Camila Alves. Because I know how he is as a lover. And I just don't see this woman as a woman that he could bond with. He's a really smart guy. I mean, he was in law school for a while, and he could have been a lawyer if it interested him. It's just not something that interests him. And he's a really, really smart guy. And I'm a smart woman, so I couldn't find a guy attractive as a lover unless the guy was somebody that I could carry on an intelligent conversation with. Matthew McConaughy, despite his reputation as sexiest man alive, is a really smart guy. He's very intelligent. You can go off into philosophical discussions with him. In fact, when you're making love with him, he doesn't just limit himself to physical moves. I mean, he'll discuss like philosophy with you. He's almost like a philosophical lover. He doesn't deserve the junk he's getting, okay? You said, if he told you, you might say, let's say you and he became an issue again. Let's say he was number 1 or 2 on your marriage list, and he told you he'd never had sex with Camila Alves. Would you believe him? Yes, I would. You may say, why is that? Well, look at the women he's been involved with in the past. Penelope Cruz. Did you know Penelope is almost genius in intelligence? And then Kate Hudson. Kate Hudson is a really smart girl. Now, okay, I realize both of these actresses have a reputation as being sexy and everything, but these are intelligent women. If you look at Matthew McConaughey's dating history, all of the women that he's gone out with or that he's been involved with are smart women. Camila Alves, I'm not saying she's stupid, but she doesn't strike me as having the intelligence that Matthew McConaughey would want in a lover or in a soulmate. And all I can say is, judging by the women he's been involved with in the past, you may say, but he broke up with Penelope. You know, Matthew McConaughey's kind of like me. Once I have intimacy with any man, I never really forget him, except maybe with the exception of my ex-husband. That's because he got replaced with a clone. But he's kind of like me. He keeps them as friends. And that's because he has intelligent relationships with women. He doesn't have shallow relationships. And I don't sense that he has an intelligent relationship with Camila Alves, which makes me suspect that he's never been intimate with her. He's just putting on a media performance to protect me. See, Matthew McConaughey is aware that I am very much attacked by the Jesuits. The Jesuits practically control the worldwide news media and all the tabloids. They have agents everywhere. And they are trying to create the impression that Matthew McConaughey is the kind of a guy who could never care about me. And they find it very threatening that he does. And all I can say is, I think Matthew's playing along with this to protect me. You say, why would he do that? Well, the thing is, if he doesn't go along with this stuff about him honoring his fatherhood duties, then the press lies about him are going to get worse. And since he's on my marriage list, he doesn't want it to get worse. So he kind of goes along with the lies a little bit to keep it from, to try to minimize the damage. I'm not sure he's handling this wisely, to be honest with you. So that's the reason I'm going public and I'm going to stick up for him a little bit. But if he told me that he's not had sex with Camila Alves, I'd believe him. Because she's not his type. I mean, yes, she's Spanish, and I know Penelope Cruz was Spanish, but she's not really intelligent enough. Matthew really bonds with his women. This is not a woman he can bond with. You say, but she dresses real seductive. Yeah, well, just because you look at a beautiful woman doesn't mean you're going to go to bed with her, or doesn't mean you're necessarily going to bond with her. So, yeah, if Matthew McConaughey told me, let's say he became number 1 or 2 on my marriage list, and I'm still committed to Brent Spiner and Vladimir Putin, and not at all sure I'd marry Matthew McConaughey, though he's on my marriage list. But Matthew's not a shallow guy, okay? If he says he hasn't gone to bed with her, believe him. He's not that desperate, okay? So, believe him. He's telling the truth. I don't think Camilla's his type.